If a guy treats a waitress like trash, but treats you like a queen, run. Because sooner or later, that mask is going to fall. My daughter Chloe thought she found her soulmate in Julian, a high society guy who went to Dartmouth. Around her, he was an absolute prince. But around me, well, he had no idea who I actually was. See, I own a multi-million-dollar real estate firm, including a massive estate in Rhode Island. When Chloe mentioned Julian was obsessed with marrying into wealth, I wanted to test his true character. So, we set a trap. Chloe invited him to the estate for the weekend, telling him she was just house-sitting for a wealthy client. Meanwhile, I put on a gray apron, tied my hair back, and played the role of Martha, the quiet, invisible housekeeper. The minute Chloe stepped out of the room, Julian turned into a monster. He snapped his fingers at me, made me carry his heavy bags, and even called my cooking absolute garbage. But the real climax happened on Saturday night. Chloe was upstairs, and Julian was pacing the terrace, talking to his friend on the phone. I heard him laugh and say, "Yeah, Chloe's great, but this house is the real prize. Once I marry her, her wealthy boss is going to bankroll my startup. We're set for life, bro." An hour later, dinner was served. Julian sat at the grand table, expecting me to serve him. Instead, I took off my apron, threw it aside, and sat right down at the head of the table. Julian lost his mind. He jumped up, yelling, "Yo, what are you doing? Get back to the kitchen, you crazy old woman." Chloe looked him dead in the eye and said, "Julian, sit down. That's my mother. And she owns this entire estate." The color completely drained from his face. He began stammering, trying to apologize to me. But I just smiled, shook my head, and said, "Oh, Julian, Riking, I'm not the one you should be apologizing to." And that was the final twist. Chloe stood up, took off her engagement ring, and tossed it into his water glass. Then she looked at him and said, "You see, Julian, I don't actually work here either. This isn't my mom's house. I hired this actress and rented this mansion for the weekend just to see who you really were when you thought I wasn't looking. And guess what? You failed." The look on his face was absolutely priceless.